Hi, my YouTube people. Welcome to today's newest psychic reading on none other than Ike Turner and Tina Turner. Now, I did do a psychic medium, I guess, tarot reading as well, because we did pull cards at the end. I did a reading on Tina Turner a couple days ago, a psychic mediumship reading. Tina's energy and spirit came through. So I thought I'd come on and do a reading on Tina Turner and Ike Turner and their relationship. Now, both artists have passed, both people have passed. I believe, of course, Ike Turner did pass away much earlier than Tina Turner. Tina Turner, unfortunately, did pass away a few days ago. So we once again wish her love and light and her energy and her spirit and her loved ones. Um, and of course, they had a very publicized, toxic, domestic violence type of relationship. So my situation is, of course, I want to see exactly what Spirit has to say about this relationship between Tina Turner and Ike Turner. What can we maybe learn in Spirit about these two, and maybe what can we learn from them both now in Spirit, because once again, they both have transitioned. So thank you all for being here. If you're new to my channel, I am Lamarr Townsend. I'm a psychic, a tarot reader, an astrologer, and a medium. If you would like a personal reading from me, I am actually available for personal readings currently. So if you would like a reading, I definitely would recommend you reach out for a reading. This is where you can go to book a reading with me. All right, you can text me at 703-791-9162. I do have WhatsApp for international clients as well. You can email me at lamar.townsend@gmail.com. Or, and the best place to reach me is, just to visit my website, lamartownsendtarot.com. All right, that is the best place to reach me. And this is my website, lamartownsendtarot.com. So once you've reached this page, you know you're on the right page. You can scroll down and read reviews from people who have purchased readings from me, of course. If you would like, you can also scroll down and follow me down here on Instagram and Facebook, where I post regularly as well. And if you would like your own reading, go right to the store section. This is where you would go to view all the rates, services, products, classes, candles, and different types of things I do offer. I do offer quite a lot of different readings and different services and products. For example, I offer phone readings, 30-minute phone readings, 15-minute phone readings, and hour-long phone readings. I also offer email readings, video recorded readings where you make your payment and I record myself doing your reading after you've made your payment and sent your questions. And then I email you the video download link for that video. It's free to download and keep, typically within 1 to 4 days or less. I also do offer birth chart readings, both compatibility birth chart readings and individual birth chart readings. I offer many different types of candles, blockage removal candles if you need a blockage in your life removed, protection candles if you need spiritual protection. I do success in finances candles, success in love candles. Um, I also do custom candles. I do past life readings. If you want to learn about your past lives, I also do mediumship readings if you want to connect directly to the spiritual realm as well, without the use of cards. Sorry, I had to reposition the microphone. And yeah, I also offer tarot classes, astrology classes, spiritual self-development classes, and so much more. All right, so if you'd be interested in any of these things, then definitely check out my website, lamartownsendtarot.com. If you guys hear any little noises in the background, please excuse me. Or if you hear any like humming in the background or something like that, please excuse me. I do have, it's hot here. We're getting into summer weather. It is hot, and I have to crank the heat. I just got back from the gym, which is why I have this like little indentation from wearing my wrap that I made for my edges, and and I'm kind of like svelting, sweating, so child. So I had to put on the AC, so I hope that doesn't bother you too much. Let's go ahead and get into this reading on Tina and Ike. Thank you, Spirit, for opening up the channel so that I can connect with the energy of Tina Turner and Ike Turner. Thank you for providing any clarity and insight on their relationship. Thank you for anything that they want to come through and say, allowing them to come through. Thank you for protecting their energy, my thoughts, my mind, and my emotions in my space, as well as those watching this video. Amen, amen, amen. Spirit, what can you tell us about the relationship between Tina Turner and Ike Turner? So the first thing is I'm taken back to the early beginnings of their relationship. I feel like this is like in the 1960s or around those time frames, and I'm seeing something about Tina Turner and her wigs. I know it was said that, that she wore wigs and she started wearing them, I believe, in the 60s. I don't remember what the explanation was. I think I read something where she felt it was quicker, once she learned the art of wearing wigs, and how it could be so interchangeable, she never went back. But I actually feel like part of the reason why she maybe started wearing wigs, and I'm not sure if this was ever addressed, but the energy I get is part of the reason why I feel like she started wearing wigs was because of Ike. Now this could be maybe that Ike, told her or made her feel good or better when she was wearing wigs. But I get there's something where I feel like her natural hair or her hair, like there's something about Ike and her hair, like her natural hair, like the hair growing out of her scalp. Like this is growing out of my scalp, and is not permed or anything like that. I feel like there's something where Tina's hair, where there's something with Ike where Ike made Tina feel bad about her hair. I also feel like, and this is all alleged for YouTube entertainment purposes, I also feel like there's something where the wigs were hiding, like the wigs may have allegedly been hiding like welts or bruises. So I almost there was definitely something about Ike and hair or Ike and her hair where I almost like am wondering, like I get the energy where like he like this is alleged for YouTube purposes. We know that they had an abusive relationship where Ike was very abusive in many different ways and for YouTube purposes towards Tina. But I don't know why I see something about like literally pulling the hair or pulling by the hair kind of thing. But it's like with Tina's perspective, or from Tina's perspective, or with Tina's critical thinking or quick thinking, it was like, well, if I wear wigs and he pulls them or tries to, kind of hit me upside the head or whatever it is, kind of thing, it's like the wig will protect me. The wig will protect my actual hair. The wig will protect my brain, my scalp, kind of thing. Like there's something with that, her and Ike. And there's something where the wigs protected her hair, her scalp, or something like that from Ike. That's what I'm getting. I think that's part of the reason why she also started wearing wigs too. That may have been the main reason or one of the main reasons why she started wearing wigs. I also feel like he just made her feel bad about her like natural hair or her hair. Her hairstyles, something along those lines. Because I see a big thing with like hair, her and Ike and hair. Like there's something where I feel like Ike would also gravitate towards. It's kind of like how Beyonce had that song Becky with the good hair. It's kind of like there's something where Ike would gravitate towards women with good hair. Whether it was a wig, a weave, or whatever it is, as long as it looked real, there was something where Ike would be intrigued. I feel like there's something where Ike was like big with hair, or like there was something with Ike and hair, and it's almost like once Tina started wearing wigs, it's like he was more easily able to spot when a woman or when someone was wearing a wig, and it's almost like he would make fun of that kind of thing. Like he always found ways to pick at Tina, and I feel like there's something with Tina and her hair, and that's just a thing in general with black people and a lot of people in general. Their hair, is a symbol of their part of a symbol of their confidence. That's why having your hair done and things like that makes you feel good. It makes you look good. So there's definitely something with her and hair. Like I feel like it goes deep with that. I also feel like there was something with her and her hair when she was young. So I feel like whatever Ike was doing, or whatever Ike was participating in terms of like pinching a nerve with her with that, it went back to her childhood, and maybe Ike knew this, that she had something with her hair going back to her childhood, and that's part of why he was so picky with her hair, or picked at her for her hair, or her hair choices, her hairstyles. I don't know why hair comes out as such a big deal, but it definitely shows up as like a big deal. That's like why she got so intricate and elaborate with her hairstyles once she left Ike. Like for example, there's a huge difference here from when this is the Tina Turner we all know, when she was large and in charge. But some people know her back then. But look at her hair, huge difference in her hair. It's like there was still some black in her hair, to kind of like go back to her roots. But she kind of kept this kind of light, like blonde, brownish, kind of like maybe even sometimes reddish. She kind of kept those colors in her hair, like pretty much after she left Ike. It's like she had a new attitude. She had a new groove about her, kind of thing. I also feel like there were little things too that caused her to get her plastic surgery. Like I don't know why I feel like there were like, yes, of course, like Ike was abusive, but I feel like Ike would do things where it left scars or scarring, or it's almost like maybe he hit her on the nose and the nose was never right, again, kind of thing. Or maybe he caused allegedly some swelling on the cheek, and like the cheek never quite went down the same back to normal. There was always kind of like like there's something where how it is when we look at our face every day. When we're in the bathroom, or when we're in the mirror before we leave. We check ourselves, or when we're brushing our teeth, or whatever it is. And we're looking at ourselves. We're kind of like critiquing ourselves a bit. And I feel like Tina would do that. So I feel like there's something with Tina where it's like Tina got with Ike and endured that abuse, and I'm not saying it's right or anything like that, but I feel like I feel like because there was some sort of abuse in her childhood. You know how people say, oh well, it's all they knew, it's all I've known. When abuse is all you've known, kind of thing, you tend to gravitate towards it in different ways. You tend to gravitate, especially when you've never healed that abuse, when you've never healed um, those emotions within yourself. Which is why I think she turned to Buddhism and stuff like that. As she got a bit older and wiser and left Ike once again. I think she realized she needed to stop the pattern of abuse, of attracting abusive men, of being abusive to herself. And there's something where I feel Ike had like a similar upbringing, or Ike also had like a, some sort of an abusive upbringing in his own right, but I feel like it was more so emotional. It could have been other things too, but I feel like there's something about emotional, like kind of like abuse. And I hate to keep using that word because of YouTube, but it's like a more emotional kind of thing with Ike, whereas he took it out on others physically. You know, I feel like there was also something with his mom too. Like they may have had some things with both of their parents, or both of their parents. Yeah. So it's a little. It's it's kind of like trauma bonding with these two. I feel like these two trauma bonded. This was a trauma bonded relationship. And when and this is a lesson for everyone listening right now. You know, when we enter relationships that are formed under the basis of trauma bonding, it can be very detrimental, and sometimes this will show up in like natal chart readings. I remember doing a natal chart reading for a client, maybe like this was like a couple weeks ago, or a couple month, maybe a couple months ago. It had to be a couple weeks ago. There was something in their chart, like I think they had like Scorpio and some other like combination in their seventh house. And the seventh house is the house of relationships, of all types. Whether it be romance and blah 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 blah. Scorpio deals with trauma, and when you have Scorpio energy, for example, in the seventh house, you can have relationships that form under the basis of trauma bonding, for example. So some of y'all have this energy in y'all's chart, and y'all need to be getting, these chart readings to better understand yourself and better understand your relationships and why you attract certain relationships to you, blah, 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 blah. But these are things that Tina Turner would have gotten into when she kind of delved into Buddhism, and things of that nature. But when we form relationships that are developed under the basis of trauma bonding, if the parties involved in that relationship aren't actively seeking to heal their trauma, then you have a relationship based on trauma and trauma bonding that, how do I say this? It's not conducive for either persons, or anyone involved, their healing, their growth, their evolution. You know, it's one thing to come together in a relationship where you bond on similar trauma, but also help each other to evolve past that trauma, and maybe to accept that trauma and deal with that trauma in healthy ways and to be better people. But when you have relationships where it's just you're creating more trauma, which is the case here with Ike and Tina Turner, it can only end up in a horrendous kind of way. And I think Tina had the foresight to see that. Like, if she didn't leave, it was going to end up bad. Like, this guy's going to, like, I hear her literally saying, like, this guy's going to KILL me, you know? And I think Tina was ready to heal. She was ready to heal her trauma. She was tired of being on the Ferris wheel of trauma with Ike, where she was only incurring more trauma. It was stifling her, the relationship with Ike. It was stifling her. It was morphing her into someone who she was not. And it was like with hers, like she had to leave so she could be herself, so she could be who she wanted to be. I feel like I could be very stifling with a lot of things. No, you can't wear that. That doesn't look good with that. I don't want you to sing this song. You gotta stay in your lane. You gotta stay in this lane. Like acting like a pimp almost. Like a manager, a pimp, uh, a daddy or a father. A spouse. A partner. Um, a disciplinarian, a mentor, like all of these things all in one. But one person can't be all of these things for one person. It's possible to find these different traits and qualities in other people and other relationships, which is also that's also abuse. When you and I feel like this was going on with Ike and Tina too, where Ike was trying to set it up where it's like all you need is me. Like I literally hear him saying to Tina, like all you need is me, baby. You don't need anyone else. You know, but that's not true. And I hear also that, and this isn't really surprising, but I hear that Ike is or was a narcissist. He suffered from narcissism. I guess we shouldn't say suffer, but. And I feel like the way he acted was how he dealt with his upbringing, his past, his youth. Not that it makes it justified, because it doesn't, but that's just the energy I'm picking up. I also feel like there at some point there Tina may have had a fear of like Ike literally trying to off her, delete her, as they say on YouTube. But like I don't know, like it's something like fear of like drinking certain drinks or eating certain foods. Like it's almost like having a fear of being poisoned or something like that. So I don't know if he threatened her like with that or like what that energy is. But she didn't feel safe. She didn't feel safe like in terms of her life when she was with Ike. All right. So I feel like that was also a large part of why she ended up leaving. It's almost like Ike wanted to turn her into a housewife. But, or like his version of a housewife. Like, I don't know why I don't know why I see a little dog and like it's almost like I could even be abusive towards the dog at times. Once again, this is alleged. It was just not the energy Tina wanted in her life. Tina started to see the effects of having that energy that Ike brought into her life constantly, how it was starting to have a negative effect on her and her energy. Because I feel like there's something with like drinking or like maybe like substances that she was starting to maybe consume or consider. And it's like she started to realize this isn't me, kind of thing. Like this isn't healthy. So it was also Tina's intuition, Tina's foresight, Tina's inner spirit or higher self that also kind of guided her to get out of the situation with Ike. Because otherwise, it would have just kept going on and on and on. And the Tina that we had, by the end of her life, would have been a completely different Tina, had she stayed with Ike. So she really changed the course of her destiny by listening and trusting her spirit and her intuition with that. Which is why I always tell you all in your personal readings and when I do these videos, always trust spirit. Spirit will never steer you wrong. Trusting spirit could, save your life. Trusting spirit could, you know, create a miracle in your life. Always trust spirit. All right. All right, y'all. I only have one question I want to look into the cards with, so let's go ahead and see what the cards have to say. And we're black. I want to remind you all that I am available for personal readings, so if you guys want to book a reading with me, do not hesitate to reach out. My books are not too full right now, so now would be a good time to get a reading. I do offer same day readings as well, phone readings in particular. So don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you for cleansing and clearing the energy of this deck. Many past reading in the name of the Mother, the Daughter, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Amen, amen, amen. Perfect. All right. What is the relation? My one and only question really is, what is the connection between Ike Turner and Tina Turner now that they both passed? Let's see what card flew out. Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles is a card of looking at what you have in front of you in terms of your resources versus what you want to manifest or what you are wishing to bring into your life. Which tells me that there's some, and seven is also a number of spirituality. So I feel like it was kind of bittersweet, or there's kind of a bittersweet energy between these two. There's this energy of not everything has been rectified for all that was lost, including time while living. There's also something where it's interesting when it comes to celebrities. I'm kind of I kind of love that this card came out. There's a lot of lessons in this reading. This is a good reading. It's interesting when people think of celebrities and they think of all the riches and abundance, and accolades that they have around them, and a lot of people, these days, I don't know so much these days because now we kind of really, it's like the Wizard of Oz. We now see behind the veil kind of thing. But a lot of people even still believe today, where it's like, oh, well, you have all those money, you have all that money, you have all those riches, you have all those, that abundance, all those accolades, all that fame. So your life is good. Your life must be good, you know. But all that they have to sacrifice to get to where they want to be, including spiritual sacrifice. And I'm not just talking in the sense of sacrificing, goats and things like that. Like, I'm not talking that. I'm talking the spiritual sacrifice, meaning one's own spiritual growth, one's own spiritual advancement, and spiritual expression that we all have within ourselves. That it takes to get to where one wants to be. And I feel like there's something where that has not been rectified. Maybe this could be rectified on the other side, but it's like all that I went through wasn't worth the riches. It's almost like, and I don't know who's this energy. It kind of feels like this could be Tina. This is like the energy of all that I went through. Was not worth the riches and the gold and the accolades I earned. For the spiritual debt I paid, or for the spiritual scars that she, incurred, that she now has to deal with. She can't take the rags and riches, and things like, the rags. She can't take the riches and the gold and this and that with her in the spiritual realm, but she can take the lessons, the experiences that it took to get there, and part of that is her experience with Ike. But now it's about spiritually rectifying all that on the other side. It's like, yes, we had this relationship together. It was very abusive, and it, scarred, me, maybe the both of us. I'm not sure, because I feel like this is mainly from Tina's perspective, but it's kind of like the energy of, and yeah, that relationship brought both of us a career. Tina, a very superstar like career. But it's like those scars that that stick with you after those experiences to get to where she ultimately. It's like they stick with you. Three of Swords. Three of Swords can be cheating. Three of Swords can be a card of third party energy. Six of Pentacles is a card of six is a number of relationships, can include marriage. Six of Pentacles, though, is like contracts, resources, business types of relationship, professional types of relationships, which we do know that these two work together. But was that also, with the Three of Swords showing up next to this card, was that also part of the issue as well? And was there cheating? There, definitely could have been, all right? Definitely could have been backstabbing energy or betrayal even. That, once again, they still have to work through, I feel like, on the other side. What's the relationship with Tina Turner and Ike Turner on the other side? And mind you, she still kept his name. She ended up marrying other men, but she still kept, Turner as her last name. What's their relationship? I feel like her keeping his name was part of rectifying all that she went through. It's like, you put me through hell, so I'm gonna make money off your name, kind of thing. in kind of a roundabout kind of way. Like she was actually kind of like very smart, very witty, like very like I don't know. There's something about her. It's like she has the Gemini energy. Two of Swords, which is the card of trusting one's intuition. You know, Two of Swords is it can be going into something blindly, but at the same time having your wits about you, needing to trust your intuition, needing to trust your instincts, needing to go within. So it's kind of like I see them kind of like reuniting, but it's almost like someone you used to have beef with, and but now you're grown up, you're evolved, you're more mature, but you meet again after 20 years, and it's like, you kind of don't know if you should hug each other, or is it still on site, has the energy changed or shifted, or is it still the same kind of thing. So it's like you're kind of hesitant about approaching each other or giving one another a hug. It's like, do I hug you, do I shake your hand? Like that's the energy I get with Ike and Tina in terms of them reconnecting in the spiritual realm. Knight of Pentacles is facing that card. Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus person could be between the ages of 20 to 45 years old. Is facing that card. The Devil card shows up, connected to thoughts, communication, and the mind. I think they still have things to work through. I think there have been spiritual. There have been things that have been embedded, especially Tina. There have been things that they went through and experienced together that have been embedded on a soul level, on a spiritual level, that now needs to be worked through in the spiritual realm. On the spiritual level. Since they're both in the spiritual realm and on the spiritual level, it's time to work through those spiritual scars. Alright? This is a lesson in healing your trauma. Alright? Three of Pentacles, a card of like there must have been, I think there maybe was a spiritual aspect to them making money, or to their business, or to their contract, because money keeps showing up. So they may have, made some spiritual deals or done some spiritual things for money or for contracts, from what I'm seeing. And, there's something about that that could be showing up as well. That same Seven of Pentacles shows up. Well, remember I said seven is the number of spirituality? Now I'm looking at the Seven of Pentacles a little bit different even. What did they do, for money? That is, now that they're in the spirit, it's showing up spiritually. Alright. Six of Wands is facing that card. Six of Wands is a card of overcoming obstacles. Four of Wands is a card of working within groups of people. The Death card shows up, connected to endings, evolution, change, growth. I don't think I don't think when they transitioned it was like an embrace. Like, oh my god, I'm so happy to see you. I don't think that's how it was when Tina transitioned. I think there's still an energy of needing to work through some things on the other side. I keep getting money. I'm wondering also if there were some things, even though by the time she passed, she was way far away from Ike, but she still had a large part of her career invested in Ike. I'm wondering if there was a connection to that, like what percentage of her estate maybe goes to Ike or is connected to Ike due to her, being, Ike and Tina, and them, kind of almost forming like a duo. Like I almost feel like there's something Ike did or tried to do to almost like try to screw her in the end financially, or to like, all right, it's kind of like the energy where it's like, all right, you want to leave, but I'll make sure, we're bonded forever. It's almost like maybe she signed a contract or he got her to sign something, and it's like maybe she looked it over or didn't look it over. But they were bonded together financially in some way, shape, or form. Like spiritually bonded financially. which tells me that maybe there was also maybe some magic done or something like that. Or maybe some magic done on their relationship. Or magic in general in some way, shape, or form. Remember, she did get into Buddhism. That's my last question. Was there magic involved in this relationship? Was there any type of magic involved? Any type of strong spirituality involved in the relationship and business partnership between Ike Turner and Tina Turner? Six of Cups, two people working together. And, this is someone, I always see the Six of Cups as this is someone who's a bit older, who's able to help this smaller person. So it could be some, a dynamic where someone is helping someone. Someone's giving someone else a leg up. All right. Is there any magic? Was there any heavy spirituality involved in the business relationship or business partnership, as well as the marriage overall between, or relationship overall between Ike and Tina Turner? The first card is the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles is a card of negotiations in terms of contracts. Three is the number of expansion. Good luck stepping outside your comfort zones. They definitely may have done some things to expand their careers, to expand their networks. Three of Swords shows up connected to money and finances. They may have also had to do things for money. It's kind of like, we need this money, so we got to do this kind of thing, kind of energy. Six of Pentacles shows up again. A connection between two people in terms of money. Money shows up once again. A lot of money invested between these two. Six of Wands shows up. Four of Wands. I think there's something about the people they were around. Their social network. The Death card shows up connected to one-on-one relationships, business cards, or business relationships. The Death card can speak of transformation. The Ten of Cups can speak of being welcomed into a community, being a part of some sort of family. I feel like there was something about the people they were around or the social networks they participated in that maybe elevated them in some way, shape, or form as a couple. Get the Tower card, though. I get the Tower card connected to working within groups of people, radical change. And then I get the Queen of Cups in a placement of secrecy. This could be a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio female. Was there heavy magic or spirituality involved? I will say this Queen of Cups shows up in a placement of spirituality, so it's possible maybe this woman has a connection to spirituality in this relationship. But with the Death card and the Tower card showing up, there was something with the people they surrounded themselves with. And maybe not for the good either. Like, I almost feel like they were welcomed into some sort of club, into some sort of secret society, maybe, for example, in all intents and purposes. And it's like, it's like you kind of end up getting yourself a little bit too far down the rabbit hole kind of thing. And I feel like that's what's going on with Ike and Tina. I think it could be magic via other people that they were surrounding themselves with. I think Tina also saw some things or experienced some things with Ike connected to this that caused her to leave him as well. Like it gives me the energy of like going to like a one of those like Hollywood parties back then, and like you seeing some like crazy stuff like in that movie The Shining. Where like he was walking into the room and every room had like a creepy thing going on. It's like something like that where it's like, oh, wait a minute, this is like some weird ish kind of thing. So I don't think they were maybe doing the magic. I think it was other people doing the magic around them. It could maybe be for them as well. But I think they were also accepted into something that helped to transform them or their career or their relationship. All right. All right, y'all. Let's pull a final card. I kind of want to pull a final card from my Isis deck. Let's pull a final card from my Isis deck. What final message does Spirit have for or about Ike and Tina Turner as a final message? Give us a final message, Spirit, for Ike and Tina. Remember, you guys, I am available for readings, for personal readings. If you would like a personal reading, do not hesitate to reach out. I would love to speak with you. I would love to do a reading for you or do a class, do a candle, anything like that. If you would be interested, do not hesitate to reach out. You can text me. You can visit my website. You can call me Mother of Life, Nourishment of the Golden Grain Mother. Interesting. There's the Ankh. I think this is not Isis. This is Mayat. Mother of Life. Let's see what it says in the book. Mother of Life. Mother of Life. Alright, in the book it says, Mother of Life, Nourishment of the Golden Grain Mother. We can sometimes fall into existing and doing rather than truly living. We only know that this is. We only know that the. Okay, let me repeat that. We can sometimes fall into existing and doing rather than truly living. We only know that this has happened when suddenly our life seems dry, depleted, filled with tasks, or it feels like we are stuck in a rut or habit that may have been comfortable but is becoming stifling and suppressing. Isis, so I guess this is Isis. Isis, the mother of life, holds the ability to restore even the most numb, resistant, and difficult circumstances and people back into life. She calls to you now, seeking to bestow gifts of life upon you. Be bold and brave, open your arms and receive. Isis is known as the sustainer of life, able to restore, nourish, and bring to life that which has been cast aside or lost, that which you have considered beyond repair, a lost cause, or deadened. There are parts of your life, beloved initiate, that are ready to receive more life. You will be able to recognize this in any discomfort that you are currently experiencing in your life. Discomfort and unfamiliarity is where life is attempting to break through to you, to reach through the walls that you may have once created to protect yourself, but that now you need to either climb over, demolish, or at least open up with some doors and windows. The tricky part is that most often we don't consciously realize that we are not living. It's interesting because we're talking about two people that live but are now in the spiritual realm, you know? So it's like their spirit is alive, but their body is not. So they're alive, but they're not living in the physical realm, if that makes sense. So it's, I don't know. I think that's just an interesting parallel. Um, It is not until we start to live more trustingly that it becomes obvious that we once were hiding ourselves from life. Wow, y'all, this was really deep. I think there was something about life as Tina Turner, especially towards the end of her life, where, like this card mentions, she wasn't living. And it was through her transition out of life physically and into a new life spiritually that it's like a new life could begin for Tina. And that includes healing her relationship with Ike Turner. Alright? I think maybe there were certain things that she didn't realize needed to be healed or looked at until she got to the other side. And it's interesting, once again, we think a lot of times life ends when we transition and, we pass physically. But, often life just begins in a lot of ways. And this is a lesson in that too. Mother of life. Wow. What a really beautiful and insightful reading. Alright, you guys, if you want your own personal reading, you know where to contact me, LamarrTownsendTarot.com. Thank you all so much for listening and watching. I will catch you all in the next video, or I'll talk to you in your own personal reading. Either way, I will see you soon. God bless, love and light, and stay safe. Thank you all so much for being here. Make sure you also like, share, and subscribe. Talk to you soon. Bye. For now. Psychic with a T, the psychic with a T, that's me. That's me. The one with the T, the one with the T, that's me. That's me. When the planets align, spirit speaks on time, that's me. That's me. When the planets align, spirit speaks on time, that's me. That's me. When the trolls be gone, candle work be strong, that's me. That's me. When the trolls be gone, candle work be strong, that's me. That's me. I don't care what the others say. Let's channel some energy today. I don't care what the others say. Let's channel some energy today. Capricorn, Virgo, Libra strong. This tarot card reading about to be long. Capricorn, Virgo, Libra strong. This tarot card reading about to be long. Psychic with a T, the psychic with a T, that's me. That's me. The one with the T, the one with the T, that's me. That's me. When the planets align, spirit speaks on time, that's me. That's me. When the planets align, spirit speaks on time, that's me. That's me. When the trolls be gone, candle work be strong, that's me. That's me. When the trolls be gone, candle work be strong, that's me. That's me.